Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the topic of is it important or worthwhile to achieve fame or leave a lasting impact after you die? And my opinions on this may change in the future, but right now I think it's something that's not the best thing to do if you don't have the right motivations or intentions. So, if you want to leave a lasting impact after you die for hundreds of years afterwards, this is a common goal for many successful people. I've observed millionaires and successful people who want this to be their goal. And partially, I can detect that it's because of some level of pride or ego uh, to be known as this great person afterwards or during their time alive. And it's something that, with this motivation, is not the right way to go, in my opinion, because um, it's not going to lead you to motivate yourself right based off of this, because it's all very selfish. And more so than that, if you look at the real vastness of the world and have studied it and really experienced it and researched it as I have, you will realize that the world is such a vast, huge place that so many people now and in the future will not give a crap about you, no matter how famous you are. Even the most famous people in the world, uh, they usually hold very little knowledge for the average person that knows them. What that means is that, like, even if they know you or they've heard of you, they usually don't know much about you. They're like, well, he's a he's a singer, he's an actor, and oftentimes they'll make assumptions about you or all this stuff about you that's not true. And I'll give you some examples about this. Um, just look at Justin Bieber, one of the most followed people on social media, 30 million followers and so forth. That doesn't even tap into a fraction of the billions of people in this world. Right now, there's about 7 billion. It's projected to be about 12 billion not too long, in a few years in our future. So it's just like you're not going to hit most of the market. And even if you do, most of these people have a very limited knowledge about you. I mean, just ask them, just interview them. And the reason is because their lives are just more complex, and generally people have more things to worry about. And to reach such a large audience, you have to be pretty broad generally, and they only like you for that one broad interest. And from there, it's just like, well, that's it's like, okay, and what else? We don't really know much about you other than that. But more so than that, it, let's give you. I'll give you some more examples. Um, if you look at people who are, um, they have huge impacts and huge amounts of fame currently. Um, other, putting aside the fact that you may make a lot of money from it and so forth. Um, if you're doing it just to, not for the money or anything like that, but just to create pride, or because you want to be that guy who everyone knows as great, what oftentimes happens is you will also attract lots of crowds of jealousy or envy and so forth. And on top of that, it's like it's you're not that famous. Even if you capture millions of subscribers or followers on whatever online platform you have, YouTube or Twitter, stuff like that, or you're famous as a celebrity or movie actress, it's like that's just a few millions of people. People in all the other countries out there in the world, in Asia, in the Middle East, in Africa, they don't know who you are. They don't care. They have all the stuff that they're doing on their own, and that really makes you think. Like, even if you achieve that high level of millions, it's like there's billions that don't give a crap about you, and those millions that do, it's just like they have a general understanding about you, but usually they like you for your product or your service or your brand, and that's about it, and they don't know much else about you. And as for people who want to create a lasting impact on the world long after they're dead, I think the people who have a good understanding and good motivation behind it, like not for anything for themselves to leave a legacy about how great they were, but more so to just make the world a better place because of whatever higher calling reason, like because of all the horrors and tragedies and pain and suffering that they've seen, or they know that's out there that they want to eliminate. Those people have a really good mindset, and I think that's a good potential for doing it. But if you want to do it for any reason because of to be known as someone so great and famous, from studying history, I think it's just a complete waste of your time. Because even the greatest people in our past history, in the last 100, 200, 300 years, 500, 1,000, 10,000 years, from Napoleon to Abraham Lincoln to a bunch of obscure names that you haven't heard of but have done tremendously great things, most, if not all, people don't even know who these people are. They don't even know their names. And then when they happen to know their names, they know very little about these people. And even the greatest people who have made the greatest impact, or are most widely recognized even after being dead for so many years, 99% of people literally, they don't really give a crap about these people. They don't know about them, and they don't care about these people. And it's like the little that they do know is oftentimes wrong or blurred or obscure. However, as a caveat, as a disclaimer though, I do think that again, if your motivation is to leave behind a deeper message or a impact beyond how great you are, then it doesn't matter, because even if 99% of people don't care who you are, but you spread good ideas, you spread good thoughts or opinions, or you created great content, books, philosophical debates, or you revolutionized science, or so forth, you will be content because your motivation was not from personal pride or ego. It was more so from leaving an impact on society and making that a better place. And if you go from ego, oftentimes, if your goal is to be the greatest known person ever, I just think it's a very pointless goal, because it's like, even when you're alive, you'll capture less than 1% of the world's attention. And the most successful people at doing that now, like with 50 million subscribers or 50 million followers, it's like, that doesn't even touch the billions out there. And I think it's really something to just ponder and think about if you are out there to do this. And obviously, it's not the full equation. Like, if there's also other factors out there. For instance, if your goal is to maybe make it rich, and you're willing to sacrifice maybe a lot of jealous or people or haters or toxic people online, then maybe you can bootstrap someone who's successful and achieve a large following on your Instagram page and make it as a model. And then maybe you can make a lot of money off of that through booking inquiries or stuff like that. And that's a possibility, but again, there's other factors involved. So that's all I really want to say. I hope you guys found this video thought-provoking. As always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Like this video if you found it thought-provoking, and I will see you in my next video. Subscribe.